And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to Coin Place Tarot. My name is Coin. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. We're looking at, in this round of reading, is going to be your first and last for the month of December. First and last being a style of reading that I do as we transition from one month to the next that examines the new and what's coming to a conclusion, right? So what's coming in, what's going out. At the top, it's represented by the aces of water, earth, fire, and air, cups, pentacles, wands, and swords, respectively, and their elemental counterparts in the tens right beneath them. Again, water, earth, fire, and air. So at the top, what is new? What is renewed, depending on the context? New opportunities, new emotional fulfillments, new ideas, right? What is coming in fresh? For the bottom of the tens, culminations, ultimatums, experiences, just what have we come to some form of conclusion about. So as a preamble to my reads, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, am never going to purposely misdirect you. That's not why I do it, why I do what I do. That's not why I do what I do at this table. For those who have ever had a one-on-one read with me, also you can book that. It's about reading both the rain and the sunshine. And I hope that I'm a good guide for you as you go on your spiritual journey. So follow along with me in your read today, Sag, as we see your first and last of the month of December. Yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start with the Ace of Cups. For your emotional fulfillment, what do we need to see, please, for Sagittarius in this read? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Sagittarius in the read today. That's a break. Okay. Could just be bad shuffling, but if it breaks too much, and no amount of bad shuffling is going to change the signs that I see. Yep. What are the cards that we need to see, please? Oh, nice. However, it didn't fly out, so I can't take it. That we need to see, please, for Sag upon their read. What fulfills the archers? Okay. Upon your Ace of Cups. Nine of Swords. Okay. The intentionality of action. We're trying to aim for what is best for us. In what way? Eight of Wands. Okay, that's why this is the same card that I tried to pop out earlier, just so you know. Eight of Wands. Okay, so the only way we can get there is by being honest and truthful. We're going to directly communicate. We're going to push ourselves to say, this is what I need. Why? Two of Wands, intentionality. Okay. Well, I mean, that's just a reiteration of the same point, but the only way that you feel you're going to get from point A to point B right now, Sag, we got to tell it like it is. We're going to say what's been on our mind. We're going to describe all the problems that have been there, and we're trying to seek not only solace in an answer, but also any developmental pathway that can be had. We're trying to communicate clearly and effectively. That's the only way that we're going to fulfill whatever we want to within ourselves. Got it. To the Ace of Pentacles, what a new opportunity that is presenting for Sagittarius. So this cards that we need to see, please. Sag, first and last in December. What of this Ace of Pentacles? Seven of Swords. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense why we were trying to be so upfront about it. I'll hold off judgment, but we gotta talk about this one. What couples that Seven of Swords? Ace of Swords. Yep. And the Tower. Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right. So let's be blunt. What's the way I can say this, Sag? You're in a mode of saying there is something that's presented to me where my radar is going off that all that glitters is not gold. You're saying that very abundantly and clear to yourself. That Seven of Swords and the Tower sandwich the Ace of Swords. Yeah, this is a very shiny and nice opportunity, and the math ain't math, and something does not add up about this scenario. And no matter how many times you try to, talk yourself out of it or say, it could be something different, it's like you're always being drawn back to the notion of, man, this is some BS. This isn't making any sense, right? There's just that part of you that's still screaming that. And I know this because that Ace of Swords sandwich in between a tower of destruction and the Seven of Swords, that all things are not as they appear. We're trying to find the truth of why we're here right now. Right. So in discovering the deeper aspects of what's being presented to you, because there is an offer on the table in some way, shape, or form, we're trying to be effectively communicating of, hey, this might not be for me, but more than that, what is going on here? You're doing a little bit of investigation work. So, get your Sherlock Holmes on. To the Ace of Wands. Show the cards that we need to see, please. Upon the Ace of Wands in this read, what finds the Ace of Wands for Sagittarius in their read today? On that Ace of Wands, we see Six of Pentacles. Okay. Fire embraced by a long-term investment. In what way? King of Cups. Okay. Still under your home element, Sag. What the King of Cups is suggesting is, I know I can give the best of myself to this opportunity. That's not what's bothering me. What's bothering me is the stuff that ain't adding up, that we're all just seem to want to rush past and sign on the dotted line for. That is, y'all are a little bit too friendly in that regard, and I'm not liking it. The Sun, right. The happiest that we've ever been, basking in sunlight and its radiance. Yeah, I know that I want a good opportunity where I'm appreciated, that all the work that I've done and the culmination of everything I've invested myself into is showing something. I know how I feel. I don't know what your intentions are, right? And that's what you're sitting with right now, Sag, of just having to sit with the uncomfortable realization that, okay, it seems like I'm not getting a truthful answer here, and I'm not gonna screw myself over in the end. We gotta ask the tough questions. We gotta ask the difficult things because I want to be fulfilled. I will give my best to this if the offer is right and it's a plenty, but something about this offer smells bad. And we have to talk about that. You just are not kicking that notion that you're not being told everything that's necessary about this role or this opportunity for you. So in the Ace of Swords, show us the cards that we need to see, please. Upon the Ace of Swords, with truth by extension challenge, what is revealed? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Sagittarius in their read. To the Ace of Swords. Justice, the card of Libra. Okay. And I think, whereas normally I would just be measuring, the equity of balance in your read, Sag, I'm very much assuming that this is the legal contract, right? That is the secondary notion of, the formality of justice here. It's not just about, okay, when we weigh the scales out, how do we provide equity and balance? That's from the more power struggle dynamic aspect. That's not what's going on here. You're secure with yourself. You're trying to get the answers. You're coming from a very authentic space, but you're saying something is wrong with the situation. I'm very much imagining it's Sag right now who is looking at a contract or looking at some type of business opportunity or deal and saying, yeah, this ain't adding up. This don't look right. That's the easiest way I can put it. Five of Cups, a pain everlasting. So disappointment, but also sorrow and remorse, right? We're not going to go through that process again because, and this is probably why you're tasking yourself to say, I need to read all the fine details of this contract because something is not adding up. I'm not going to screw myself over on this one. We're not going to go back on the pain and disappointment here. Two of Pentacles, trying to make it balance, trying to make it work out. Because again, you see the fruit of this opportunity, but you also see the challenge of, why am I getting the ick from it? You cannot shake that feeling right now. Underneath it all, Eight of Swords. What is normally characterized by a person trapped in an open air cage of swords where, yes, they can climb out, but they will also injure themselves on the way out. The Eight of Swords are supposed to represent when very difficult, if not impossible, choices are presented to us. We actually have the most power of choice. We just have an answer we don't like to admit out loud or things that we're comfortable with, right? Can that person climb out of the cage? Probably. Will they cut themselves on the way out? Also very much a possibility. With your situation right now, Sag, can this be a great opportunity if it is true? Absolutely. Is it true? That's the bigger part that you're just having to sit with. And so the conclusion that you come to is that, I'm not going to hurt myself in this process. We're going to read through the fine print because something doesn't feel right to me. And I want to be on board with this. but you are not giving me reason to be 100% on board right now. I'm going to give my best self. If this goes through the way it should, then let it go through the way that it should. But right now, there's something either in this contract or in this fulfillment bargain where it's designed against my best interest. And that's what you're trying to address right now, Sag. So kudos to you. You're trusting your gut and you're doing the right thing for you and by you. Now, let's go to the tens. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, upon that 10 of cups for Sag in their read. What defines harmony and synchronicity for Sagittarius? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, upon that 10 of cups in this read. Empress, okay? The highest development of the self. Here, I don't necessarily see that as like, the more intimate relationship dynamic, because none of that's across the board. Let's be totally honest. This is business. We're talking business right now, Sag. You're seeing that as the best version of you, the one who accomplishes their goals and the most productive version of me, the highest evolution I can have of me. Right now, that's why you're sitting with the boring, finite details of whatever this contract is, because you're saying, okay, I'm saying I want the best for me, then I gotta start acting like it, which means we're not gonna skip over anything. We're going through this with a fine-tooth comb. We're trying to find out what we need to about this before we just jump on it. Next, Seven of Swords. There we go. It's popping out again. It is popping out again because something don't smell right, and you have established that. We are trusting our instincts. I'm happy for you, Sag. Something about this entire situation. You're saying, yeah, I shouldn't be this hesitant. If it was meant for me, I shouldn't be this hesitant. So you're looking at it and trying to weed through all those misconceptions or misgivings or what is not adding up on the surface. The Sun. And again, I'm still saying you want the best for this. Sun came out, over here. It's not that you can't see the beauty of what could be ahead of you, but you better know everything that you're signing on to. I'm talking to a Sagittarius who is not budging on that part at least. That's good. To the 10 of Pentacles. What about foundational life ahead? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Sagittarius in their reading. What about the 10 of Pentacles for Sag in their read today? Okay. Four of Swords. Okay. So when you're looking at yourself in the grand scheme of life and how you want it to play out, part of you knows in the future you'll be happy that you did all this. You'll be happy that you were the kind of unruly and disruptive one who said, hey, hold on, I ain't signing nothing until I read this, right? You are very confident that while it may seem very confrontational right now, you will be thanking yourself for it later. Because there's something in here that's still bugging you that you have not come across yet. But right now, that Four of Swords saying, it'll be there in due time. Don't worry about disrupting or flipping tables right now. You need to read this contract before you sign it. Got it? Page of Swords, observation, trying to learn, trying to see what's going on, see what we can glean out of this situation. Knight of Swords, then taking the intentionality of action. And I think that ties back to your Ace of Cups back here, Sag, of, no, I'll sign it if everything's, true and clearly communicated with me. I'll sign it. But until that moment happens, y'all got to do better. You're still in the mode of, I need to read this contract and everything that we're signing on to. So good for you. You're acting from a space of intentionality, very much so. And I like that for you. Next to the 10 of Wands, define the 10 of Wands for Sag in this reading. What about the burden that is carried upon Sagittarius? What is staying and being kept with them? So those cards are being please. Define that 10 of Wands for Sag in the read today. Queen of Pentacles. What does actual comfort look like? And I think that 10 of Pentacles area kind of defined a lot of that for you, Sagittarius, is that a comfortable me, a fully developed me, will go through the process of every boring, finite detail of this contract. I'm only going to be okay, and I'm not compromising on my principles here. I'm only going to be okay once I've read all the things I need to read, say and seen all the things that need to be said and seen, and then afterwards make a decision. But until that moment happens, If you're trying to run one on me, we all gonna be uncomfortable, and we can be uncomfortable together, and I like that. That's very much a very kind of flippant attitude, but it's also you're also putting your stake in the ground, saying you are not going to disrespect me. So I understand why you're having this approach. Page of Pentacles, the willingness to try, because again, I'm not saying that you don't want this, but there's something that you need to read here that is not being forthcoming in the immediate. Eight of Pentacles, the mastery of your craft. Yeah, this definitely has to do with a business deal. Business deal and offering. You're trying to see what does this impact you in terms of your life and your career long term. We're going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb, and we're going to see every detail that we need to read. Understood. Lastly, to the Ten of Swords. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ten of Swords in this read. What about the brutality of truths? Everything culminated. And even if sharp, still actualized. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ten of Swords in this read. Six of Swords. Moving on or moving forward. Either way, we're going to be in motion. So we made the firm agreement amongst ourselves that if this, uncomfortable charade keeps going on, I can bounce. I'm looking at Sagittarius who, again, you will not run one on me. That is not going to happen. Not here, not now. So what do we do with that? We have to make our peace and say, hey, either I get to read all this, I get to understand everything that's going on here, or I have to look for a different horizon. Either way, it sounds kind of cold-hearted, but what will be even more cold-hearted is you guys trying to trick me into a contract where none of it suits my best interests. Next, the King of Wands. Sometimes the best thing that we could do is the most cold-hearted thing that comes off ever. And from your standpoint, Sag, it's still in your best interest. You don't have to feel sorry because other people felt sorry that they couldn't screw you over. I do not share that sympathy with a person who would do that. Justice, the card of Libra, popping out again, very similarly on the underneath for the sword. Here, the raw equity of that deal. Whereas originally we were just talking about the legalistics and all the legalities and logistics. Legalistics, whoa. The legalities and logistics of this contract. Now, the truth of the matter, when we weigh the scales here and now, okay, so what does this fulfillment look like? Not just a bunch of words on a page. Underneath it all, Four of Cups, a long built-out apathy. And whether this is a new opportunity in the same station that you've been, or a very similar thing trying to rear its head for you, Sag, we're still in a state of saying, y'all ain't giving, it's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. That's the easiest way I can put it. Whatever you're trying to go through right now or trying to make a deal about, you expect and feel that you deserve better because you waited too long for it not to be better than this. I can understand that. Looking across the board, to find out the major arcana strewn across the table for Sagittarius in the read, we will first look towards the sun. No, the tower. Almost missed that tower. What about sudden destruction and calamity? Show me the cards that I need to see, please, for Sag in their read. What defines that tower as we move forward in regard to this new opportunity? Ace of Wands. And so I can embrace chaos effectively. How do I put this? We are going to do this right, or we are not going to do this at all. It's a sharp conclusion that you came to, Sag. I will let this fall apart and burn if it is not going to suit me. We're not getting screwed over here. I'm doing what's best for me right now. I need to see that contract. I need to see all the details and be able to sit and sip on it. That's it. Next to the sun. King of Pentacles. Because again, when I show the best of myself, whatever opportunity that's presented with me, I can make the right investment. I just need things to be right for me. I can do this. Give me a chance to try. To Justice. Five of Pentacles. There we go. The Five of Pentacles, I'm representing being locked out or left in a state of poverty and destitution, especially because we're in what's more of a career path with you right now, Sag. Yeah, we're not going to get screwed over. I know this is repetitive at this point, but repetition can be good in a read because it just reiterates the same exact point and drives it home. When it comes to this contract or whatever you're signing, we are not going to let ourselves be absolutely bulldozed over. That's not going to happen. So we got to do the annoying thing, disrupt, make people uncomfortable. It doesn't matter because you deserve finer things and also you deserve comfortability in your station. Okay. Next to the Empress. Four of Wands. Yay, there we go. And I don't see that necessarily as a intimate partner relationship, Sagittarius. I see that more as the boundaries that you have creating within your own career, but also the environment that you want to work in. Right? The best version of me, what would that look like? That person would be abundant, flourishing, and comfortable. To the Sun. Nine of Wands. We are understanding that, yeah, there are aspects we may or may not like about our employee or our labor, but we also understand that, hey, anything's worth having is worth fighting for. The question is, what am I fighting for? That is what I need to know the most. And lastly, there was one more. Justice, card of Libra. Five of Cups, popping out almost directly underneath with the same exact implication. The truth of the matter is that right now I feel I'm being disrespected. I feel that you are not hearing me. I feel that we're trying to skip past or run over anything I had to say, but you still want me here, right? It's very much, you're feeling there's a lot of animosity cloaked behind, legalistic agreements, right? I signed you, you signed me onto this one, and I essentially might not even be here, right? So I understand why you're having the disposition you have right now, Sagittarius. That totally makes sense. Because again, there's a lot of repeats. Justice, Five of Cups, almost directly on top of each other because they represent the same element of air, which represents the truth and sharp intellect. You're not happy with where things stand. That contract, it don't smell good. Something don't smell good here. It don't smell right. So in resolution, shows cards of resolution for Sagittarius in the read. What's held in space resolution for Sag in the read today? And good on standing your ground. I'm happy for you. You didn't regress. You stood firm even when it wasn't comfortable. What does this look like? Show us cards that we need to see, please, in this read. The Moon. At least it's confirmation, right? The Moon represents the notion, not simply of secrets, because secrets imply intentionality of misinformation, but rather the general idea there are things that I do not even know yet. And I need to be aware and privy to that instead of just trying to skip on by it. Next. Nine of Cups, my own fulfillment, my own wish and my own dream come true. How do we make that in lieu of the things that we don't even know? Underneath it all, Page of Swords, we observe. Because the conclusions I have right now, they ain't pretty. And I think you're being very vocal about it now, Sag. So what do we see in your read? There is an opportunity, more than likely a job opportunity or a legal partnership contract where you want to give your best of yourself to it, but simultaneously something about it does not seem right at all. It's not sitting well with you. You feel like you're trying to get bulldozed over by the other parties in this agreement, and that's why you hesitate to sign on the dotted line, right? Something about it does not sound right. And it's not that you don't want to give your best to it, it's that they're not giving you all the information that will provide an environment that your best can flourish. It just is where it is right now. So you're trying to listen to your gut, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it annoys, the living hell out of everybody else around you. Who cares? It still comes back to the same point that I want to give my best to this, but you all also have to give your best to me. And I don't feel that power exchange equity happening right now. So the truth is, I'm not happy with y'all. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with a lot of things. And it's trying to be framed as, oh, there is, you're hard to work with, rather than, no, I'm hard to screw over. I'm not hard to work with at all. I'll give my best and you'll get my best, but I'm hard to run one on. And that ain't gonna happen today. And it ain't gonna happen in the future. So that's what I see in your read today, Sag. Hope this conversation helped. And yeah, stick to your principles. I'll get you what you need. I'll see you around today. Take care.